Hello there everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be looking at this brand new beta branch, I guess you could call it, that was posted by one of the devs at Teamwood Games to test a new, the long-awaited balance patch for Super Auto Pets. I guess I say long-awaited, I've been waiting for it, but I would like to go through it on a video because I have some things to say about it. So let's just get right to it. So right now it's only available on itch.io. You can't really play it in the main game launcher. Mobile players, you're out of luck. But we're going to be reading the rest of the patch notes. You can read it right here. If you would like this link, be sure to join the Super Auto Pets Discord. Anyway, this is where you can find the new release, okay? Rework. Removed tiger. This is crazy that they would just outright remove an animal like that. I don't know if this is just because excuse me. I don't know if this is just because it's the free pack, but it would kind of suck if you bought a pack and then it ended up that one of the units just got removed. But I guess I guess they just didn't know how to nerf it. So I don't know. I'm sad because I do think Tiger was problematic, but I think Tiger was also kind of necessary because it enabled some of the units to work and in a way that made sense to me, at least, and it required two animal slots. There was a lot of times where I was sitting at capacity, and I was like, well, what do? I can't get rid of the tiger, I can't get rid of the skunk, that's taking up 2 slots, and then up front I got like a dog and a kangaroo, and now I want a dragon or something, and it just became a little hard to manage that, so this is upsetting. I don't know if they're gonna stick with it, but it kind of sucks. There's a lot of things that I have to say about this. We'll get to it right now. Added board to pack 1 and 2 that is tier 6 and a 10-2 with the ability before attack gain +2/+2. My thoughts on this? I think it's too little too late. Tier 6s are not generally played before their stats. I can't think. I have a sheet open over here, and I'm looking at the stats right now, and because I don't even know them, because at that point you should already have scaling. What is a 10-2 gonna do? It can't punch through melon armor. I mean, it can break it. It'll hit as a 12-4, essentially, unless it gets sniped, which it very well could. I suppose it gets around Snake as a heavy hitter. Or not Snake, sorry, against Skunk as a heavy hitter, because the Skunk won't target it because it has such low HP. But I don't see why you would run this. I don't think there's any reason to run this. If you're running this for the stats and you're trying to buff it based on its stats, I don't think you're necessarily playing the game properly. Just because, like, Dragon 6'8", I didn't even know it was a 6'8". You have like Mammoth 2'6", I don't care. Octopus 8'8", I don't care. There's never been a point where I get to tier 6 and I actually look at the stats. You mostly look at the effects, and I guess the only time you'd look at the stats is when its ability actively affects it. For example, Leopard deals 50% of its damage, so you need to look at its attack and kind of buff it from there. But anyway, change Poodle to tier 5 and Microbe to tier 4. So Poodle is one of the animals from the second pack of animals, and I think it buffs. Let me see. Give +1/+1 to different tier animals. So I think it does this. I think it only gives +1/+1 to one animal per tier, right? Didn't they nerf it to that? Regardless, I think they just put it in tier 5 so that it can do some buffing for the stuff there, because tier 5 doesn't really, once again, is getting to the point where you're not really running things for stats. I mean, up there you got cow, you got crocodile, eagle, parrot, microbe, which is another animal from the other pack. Same with chicken. Rhino. Rhino is the only one that you'd care to buff. You got goat, scorpion, seal, shark, turkey. I guess shark again is another one that you'd look into for the stats, but generally you don't really care about the stats of tier 5 units either. I think the last, it seems, I'm reading right now, I'm trying to check, the last tier where you really care about stats is tier 4, because you got like, let me see, you got Rooster in there, You got hippo in there. You got worm. Yeah, so... Oh, micro was changed to tier 4. Sorry, excuse me. Micro was changed to tier 4. I think that's a... I don't know. I don't have much experience with Pack 2, so I'm gonna refrain from commenting on that, but I mean, I guess it's cool. I've never used a microbe. I've seen some people use Poodle, and it seems to be one of the few reliable scaling engines in the second pack, so I don't know. Here's the buffs. We're gonna go look at the rat for a second. Let me see, because I'm curious about something. Yeah, it is just rat. So the rat was changed to a 1/1, and then when it dies, it summons the dirty rat on your opponent's side, on the opponent's field, and it deals 3 damage to friend ahead. This is really strange. This is effectively becoming a... I guess it becomes a crocodile that deals less damage and affects their capacity and has a chance of winning the game for them. I don't know, dude. It's a little strange because it's still... Yeah, it's a 1/1. I don't know. It's weird. Jade Spider ability to summon pet with the same level. This is crazy, actually. This might actually make it... Well, no, because I'm trying to think. Looking at Spider right now. It summons a tier 3 pet, yeah? So... What would you want to get? Badger would be insane to get from the Spider, but then there's a chance that you might get something like Camel, or... Caterpillar wouldn't even proc, right? Because it procs at the start of battle? Start of turn. Yeah, at the start of the turn. So it's not even... You don't even want Caterpillar, I don't think. Unless it somehow procs when it gets summoned. Yeah, I don't know how good this is. If you summon a sheep, you it just kind of win more. Everything that was bad about the spider didn't really change, and everything that was good just got better. So, I mean, you could summon a level 3 turtle if you have a level 3 spider. I don't know. It doesn't really seem significant enough for me. I don't think spider's necessarily still going to be great, because you could just end up summoning Giraffe, and what is that going to do for you? Because it only buffs at the end of the turn. I don't know. Change Squirrel ability to also discount shop. Now, I haven't played the patch myself, but I have read that the squirrel now makes food worth cost 2 gold on top of doing what it already did. And apparently it's very good. I could see myself definitely taking this, because now that would make for 2 gold chocolate bars. I don't know if it retains it like on future shops, or if you can like, if it's a permanent discount to the shop, because that'd be crazy, because then you could get just 3 squirrels and buy food for free. So I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. But yeah, it does apparently discount the shop and still do its regular effect. So now you can actually use it, because now, let's say you'd be able to buy, so you use a squirrel, you're at 7, and then you'd be able to buy 3 food items. That's pretty good, especially if you have something like a rabbit. You can really make it work there. So apparently squirrel's quite decent. Go to 4/6 and the ability to give 1, 2, 3 gold and have 3 charges. 3 charges. Okay, so go is again another tier, another pack 2. I guess you'd call it pay to win, is what people call it sometimes. And they just increased the health by 1 and made it give +1. So level 1 it gives 1 gold, level 2 it gives 2 gold, level 3 it gives 3 gold, and it can do this 3 times in a turn. That's a pretty significant change. It seems way more usable now. The way it used to work was at level 2, the way the goat works in general is that when you buy a friend, you gain gold, and that way you can kind of... It really reinforces the buy-sell meta by being able to buy things over and over and over and over and over, you know? Because you end up getting discounts. For example, if you have a goat and you buy a pig, you buy the pig, you get 1 gold, then you sell the pig, you get 1 gold, then the pig's ability triggers, then you get 1 gold, and then at that point it was free, and you also got a buff on your dog. So the way it used to work is that level 2, you would gain 1 gold every time you bought a friend, but it actually worked 6 times in 1 turn. which kind of made it hard to use because you would end up still losing gold. And, you know, when I was level 3, you would end up gaining 1 gold, but it worked 9 times per turn. Now, it only works 3 times per turn, but you get 1, 2, and 3 gold respectively. This seems like a much better use of it personally, and you could end up even turning a profit. I don't know if it's too strong, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, because if you buy a pig, you get all your gold back, then you sell it, and then you get 2 gold back, so you end up making a profit. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. I haven't tested goat because I haven't bought the second animal pack, so. Change Sauropod ability to give 1, 2, 3 gold and have 3 charges. So Sauropod is something that, yeah, it's pretty much like the goat, except it worked for food. So now, sorry, I'm dying. So now, instead of giving 1 gold per food and working 3, 6, and 9 times, now instead you end up getting 1 gold, 2 gold, and 3 gold every time you buy food. And this one's a little bit harder to justify because it doesn't quite work as well as the goat, because the goat, you get the benefit of selling. You know, you sell the animal and you get some money back, but not with this one. So I don't know. Now here's the first really strange decision. So chicken. Chicken's busted, is what I'm reading on in the Discord. The way the chicken worked is when you bought a tier 1 animal, it would give current and future shop animals +1/+1. So you had to do a lot of buy sell meta strategy in order to get any sort of benefit from it, and it was quite slow to scale as an engine, so no one ran it. As a 1/2 though, it kind of just becomes a better dragon because it buffs everything in the shop. I don't see any reason. Now, I don't know what the level ups do. I don't know if the 1/2 becomes a 2/4 at level 2, because if it does, that is insane. It's just become a better can because you actually get money back from this, whereas the can will give, I think it's +2/+2. Let me check. Can is tier 4, right? Where is that? There it is. Yeah, whereas the can will give +2/+2. Once again, this game is kind of weighted towards health. So 1 less attack, but getting 1 gold back is actually not too bad. It actually is just better than can and dragon, I think. So I don't know. Apparently, based on, once again, what people are saying in the Discord, it is quite strong. I don't see this particular change making it through, because apparently the meta, well, you know, subject to change. I guess we'll see how people deal with it as the testing continues. But yeah, right now it's just way too strong. And once you get to the chicken's tier, which I think is tier 4 or something. Is it tier 5? Here it is. It's tier 5. Once you get to tier 5, you just basically fish. You hard roll for a chicken and then you win. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna stick because apparently it was overtuned. I don't know what else they could do for it though, because that's the issue with Super Auto Pets is the difference between 1 HP and 2 HP is gigantic, especially when it comes to adding stats. This is literally one of the smallest buffs they could give it, and it's still way too much because there's no, you know, you can't give it 1.5 attack or 1.5 HP. You gotta go all the way to 2 HP, which already cements it as quite strong. And then the Tabby Cat, it was changed to a 2/3. So its attack was lowered. It was a 4/3. And its ability used to be eat shop food, give friends +1 attack until battle, level 2 +2 attack, and level 3 +3 attack. They changed that to +2 attack until end of turn. Okay, so it's pretty much the same, but it gives +2 attack. This is interesting, isn't it? I don't know if once again they increased it +2 attack per level, because then it'll give +2, +4, +6. I'm thinking about this and I'm just like, okay, so you can, I don't know. I mean, you still get rolled by anything with high HP. I mean, this was probably fine if you want to try run more attack weighted builds, but generally those don't tend to do well in the game, but as of right now, I'm looking at this and it's a little scary. I don't know how... I mean, hey, to be fair, if you were to make this into a level 3 and you were to feed it the worst case scenario, let's just say 3 apples, one of the worst shot foods, you would end up giving them plus 18 attack, everything in your team. So, I don't know, I guess you could force draws. I guess you could force draws because it's not really buffing their HP. I don't know. I'm a little... I don't know how this is going to perform. It seems strange, though. I'm not... Maybe it is overtuned as well. Changed Lobster ability to give +3/+3. Here's the thing. I can't talk about Lobster because no one in the world knows how the fuck Lobster works. Friend Summon. Give it +2/+2 when not in battle. So I don't know how this works. I don't know if this is a situation where if you buy something... Is this like a horse kind of, but it doesn't work on summons in the middle of battle, so it wouldn't work on like a fly, for example? Is that what this is? You buy a lobster, you get it to level 3, and anytime that you buy anything, it gets +6/+6. Seems largely just bad, unless this applies to everything, in which case level 3 would give +9/+9. I don't know. Maybe that's better. Is it permanent? Is it only in the shop because it says when not in battle? Or is it something, once again, like I said, where it's the summons, if you do them outside of the... Or sorry, yeah, if you do them in the shop, but then if you summon something in battle... I don't know how this works. I don't have enough experience with Lobster. Because no one runs it. No one knows what this unit does is the thing. Change Crocodile to 8/4 and ability to deal 8 damage. Now hold on. This might actually be a decent one. 8/4 is pretty strong. It's a tier 5. It does 1 more damage. I mean, once again, if it scales with a level, that would mean at level 2 it would do 16 damage, and at level 4, or sorry, level 4, at level 3, it would end up doing 24 damage. I don't think anyone's gonna run this because no one really runs unless you run into. I was about to say Tiger, Turkey, Fly, but I guess at this point it's just Turkey, Fly. If you run into Turkey, Fly builds or like any sort of summon build, that's pretty much the only archetype that runs good units at the back. I don't know why. I just don't. I don't think the crocodile is necessarily bad. I just think it just doesn't work in this game as it is. Just the way that people build their teams. Change horse to 2/1. That's a decent change. I mean, once again, the game is HP weighted, but I guess while you have this, you have more of a chance to push through some enemy units at the end, or at least one, definitely one, because you're 2/1. Because one of the issues with the horse is that the things in front do a lot. Like sometimes you'll be facing like 4/1 zombie crickets, which hurt a lot early game. But then the issue with the horse is that once you get to the back, it's doing like 1 damage and you can easily push through. So this will hurt a little bit more. This is definitely this is a good change. I was actually considering mentioning this as a potential change, which is increasing the attack. I mean, horses are strong, dude. Make it a 2/1. Why not? Change Shrimp to 2/3. What are its current stats? 2/1. This is a lot better, actually. This stands the chance of being decent. It is a tier 2. And yeah. Shrimp still doing the same thing it's always done, but as a 2/3 now, this is strictly a win. And once again, HP weighted. It used to be a 2/1, which made it kind of useless for everything. Now I know that I just said that the horse is stronger because it is a 2/1, but these two are in different tiers. These two are competing against different things. By the time the horse gets to tier 2, where it would face Shrimp, hopefully you've buffed it up a little bit if you really do want to run it. And it won't be a 2/1. Also, Crocodile would destroy horse, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. If people start to run horse, Crocodile will start to be run as well. But I don't foresee people running horse. I mean, in a world where Turkey exists, there's no way. Change Giraffe to 2/5. What are Giraffe's current stats? That's a tier 3, right? God, tier 3 has so much garbage units in it. Okay, so the Giraffe is a 2/3. It used to be a 1/3, or sorry, 2/5. It used to be a 1/3 in the current live version. It is a 1/3, and now it's a 2/5. Good. Good. Maybe more people will actually run it now. It was way too weak at 1.3. Now 2.5 is actually quite decent. I mean, thinking about the other things it has to compete with on the tier. I mean, it has the same stats as Camel, actually. Camel is a 2.5, so... I don't know. Okay, Skunk. Let's go look at Skunk. So Skunk got buffed. I don't understand why. Now, in a world without Tiger, the Skunk might actually be worse and warrant this buff. But the Skunk is already so strong. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know if this is based off necessarily what the streamers are running into. People like Northern Lion, I know, have said Skunk is awful. 3.6 Skunk, that's just better in every way. And the Skunk was already good. I never got Skunk because of its stats. If it just has better stats, that's even better. So, I don't know why this happened. We'll see how the Skunk performs without Tiger if they decide to permanently get rid of the Tiger. Change Worm to 2.2. That's fine, I guess. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it scales quicker. Maybe it is a tier 4, pretty sure, the worm. Here it is. Yeah, it's tier 4. But it can scale pretty quick, especially with things like the rabbit. So this is only going to make it better. I never found the worm to be too difficult, too strong. So maybe this will kind of bring it in line. Llama. Change Llama to 3.6. It's still kind of problematic, the llama. The llama, again, I think is an animal from the pay to win pack. Yeah, it is. And it is, in the current patch, it is a 2.5, and it gets +2/+2 if you have 4 or less animals. And then at level 2 it gets +4/+4, and then at level 3 it gets +6/+6. Sorry, I keep looking this way. This is where my monitor is with all the animals and stuff. I'm using a website called superauto.pet. So make sure to go check that out if you would like to see what I'm looking at. The llama is a bison that requires you to give up potentially... Here's the thing, right? Here's the way I think of item slots. It's a bison that requires you to give up one of your item slots. Now, if you're running a flex slot, kind of like if you're running dog or something like that. Wait, dog isn't in the pack that this is in. I don't know how this works with the expansion pack animals, but if you're running a flex slot, it's good. I don't know how viable flex slots are in the expansion and the pay to win, but you know, this is just a buff. I don't know. Not enough people ran llama. Maybe we'll see what people do now. Now Rhino was changed to be a 5.8. This is insane. This might actually lead to Rhino being used, because Rhino was never ran to my knowledge. This might actually make it scale quicker. Now Rhino is a tier 5, so it's getting quite late, but that means you know, at that point you probably have monkeys or some form of scaling, so maybe we'll see it do some more crazy shit. I hope so, because the Rhino is really funny, if you can get it to work. Still not on the same tier as Melon Armor, so it might be a little hard to make it work. But you'd hope to see it, because it's pretty funny. I don't know how strong it is or whatever. I don't really know where it's considered to be, but I never really respected the Rhino until I used it in the media night on the Discord, which, by the way, you can join. There's a description. Sorry, there's a link in the description. You can join. We play Super Auto Pets on Mondays. Nah, we did that once. We mostly hang out on Mondays, but I plan on playing more Super Auto Pets on Mondays. So on Mondays, change the seal to a 3.8. Where's the seal? What is that? Is that tier 5? There it is. 3.8. Once again, it might get ran. I think more people will run the seal more. Honestly, seal might be pretty good with the squirrel. Are they on the same tier? Let me see. Where is that? No, the squirrel. This is the seal is a tier 5. The squirrel is a tier 4. Squirrel seal has the potential to be pretty strong. So I don't really care about this. I think the thing that might affect the seal the most is the ability that buying food for the first time might be cheaper. So I think the squirrel change might actually be the thing that affects the seal the most. So I'll be looking forward to that. I want to see how that goes. The parrot was changed to a 6.4. It's a lot better. It used to be a 3.2 as a tier 5, which is insane. I think it's pretty low stats. It copies the ability of the animal in front. And then once the turn starts, it kind of refreshes. And if you do level... Here's the thing with the parrot. If you do level it up, end turn, for example, level 2, end turn, copy ability from pit ahead as a level 2 until end of battle. So that makes it so that you can kind of flex a little bit with what you're running, but that's not really, once again, how this game is played. I guess... No, because I was thinking like you could run it kind of like a tiger, but then you'd have to run the parrot behind the skunk. And then you'd need to level up the parrot, because even if the skunk is level 3, the parrot's only going to do the level 1 ability if it's level 1, because it doesn't directly just copy whatever's in front of it. So... I don't know. Once again, I'm faced with the question. I have to pose the question. I don't think I've ever posed it, but I posed it to a friend when we were talking about super outputs. Maybe it was my partner. I don't remember who I was talking to. But I was like, Parrot, yes, Parrot does copy the ability, but at that point, why not just run? If you want to get something that does the ability of a skunk, why don't you just get another skunk? I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't just get another skunk. And the thing is, they have the same likelihood of showing up, right? So you could be like, oh, if I buy a parrot and a skunk, there's more of a chance that I'll be able to level the two up. But that's not really how it works, because the shop... I think you're diluting the shop, if anything, because I don't know how this works, but I've noticed that when you buy an animal, it seems to become more common in the shop, probably to enable powering up. That might not be true. I don't know. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if it affects the odds at all. But recently I was running Sloth in a game, and I ended up finding another Sloth in the shop. I still have to do some research on that, but that is extremely unlikely. But yeah, if you want to run a skunk and a parrot, you might run into a situation where if you have a skunk and a parrot, if you run into another parrot, once the parrot is level 3 and you're running a skunk, and let's say it's like 2 2/3, you might run into a chance where you might run into a situation where you run into a parrot and not be able to power up and get the full 2 level 3 skunk action going on. By the same token, or you might end up running into a situation where you have one level 3 skunk and then one level 2 2/3 skunk, and then you keep running into parrots. But then here's the thing, you might be like, well, it's the same, why not run both? But like, why run parrot as well? I don't understand. It just seems so nonsensical to me. I guess, once again, it seems better if you want to pivot to another type of build. But usually with this game, by the time that you get the parrot, which is tier 5, you're kind of already made up on what you're running. More or less, you know? So, I don't know. Change Gorilla to a 6/9. Once again, I don't think the stats really matter. It's a tier 6 with 6/9 stats. It has a better chance of triggering Coconut Shield, I guess. But like, I don't know. Tier 6s, I never run for their stats. So, I mean, you could buy a gorilla tier 6, but then you're going up against like 37, 36 hippos or something. So I don't know what's gonna happen there. Change Leopard to 10/4. This one's interesting. So the Leopard is a 6/4 right now, and making it into a 10/4 means that it'll deal 50% of its damage, which puts it on par with Dolphin, right? Because Dolphin deals 5 damage, yeah. So Leopard, right, is a 10/4, and with this, which means it'll deal the same. It'll deal 5 damage at level 1, which is the same that a Dolphin deals at level 1, but it does have 2 less HP than a Dolphin. But it can scale, unlike Dolphin. So pretty good change. I don't know how good Leopard and such are going to be without the Tiger. I don't know what they're going to do about that, but then we got the Mammoth once again. I don't really know. Change Mammoth to a 3/10. I actually think this might be worse. I mean, here's the thing. If I ever were to run Mammoth, I would put it in the front of my team, and I would immediately pill it. That's 4 gold to get +2/+2 on everything. That's the equivalent. If you were to do that with Dragon, you would need to use 6 gold. I guess... No, because then you buy an animal, then you sell it. You end up with 2. You buy an animal, then you sell it. It's actually the same amount of gold. But you can do it without the Dragon? I don't know, because, yeah, the Dragon with the buy-sell, it ends up costing 4 gold. Mammoth to sell also costs 4 gold. 4 gold and you get +2/+2, but you're not running a dragon. I don't know. 310 is really irrelevant. I would figure that you want low stats so it dies and buffs everything in the back. That's usually how I run Ant. I'll never run like garlic armor or whatever on an Ant. I'll usually give it like meat bone so that it hits hard and can die quickly and buff whatever it's gonna buff. This seems largely irrelevant to me. I don't know why you would run this, but I don't know why you'd be happy about it being a 310 now, but whatever. Nerfs. Here we go. Here's the nerfs. Change duck ability to give +1 health to shop pets. This pretty much means the duck is kind of useless now. I did think that the duck after testing it during media night and after testing it in the videos, I do think the duck was too strong after the health change, you know? So, you know, I think this is warranted. I don't know if anyone's gonna run it now, because the thing is that now it doesn't enable things like, you know what, it could still enable dog. Dog is a tier 2, so maybe people will run it. But I think, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Sometimes I do have that situation where the dog only gets attack. Whew. Sorry, I just moved and it hurt my foot. But yeah, I don't know if, you know, you get 4 ducks, then you sell it, then you buy a dog, then you end up with 14 gold. Well, after you buy the dog, you end up with 11 gold, and then you have a 2/6 dog that's ready for buffing. That still seems pretty decent, especially if there's other things in the shop you want to buy. I don't know, but it's not as strong, because the duck, if you've watched some of the videos, the duck is just crazy strong. It is just crazy strong. So I do think this buff was necessary. I didn't think that the duck was good, but once they changed the HP, so that I didn't care, so that, you know, people didn't really care about losing the first rounds, then duck ended up becoming way too strong. So change fish ability to give +1 health to all friends. This kind of means that the fish is gone. I don't see why. I mean, it's got good stats. You would run it to tank a hit. I don't think this was necessary, honestly. The fish never seemed overpowered to me. It was one of the stronger tier 1 units, but like, this to me feels overtuned. I don't see why they have to do this. It's one of the few units that could cause you to quote-unquote scale in the early game. This just seems unnecessary to me. Seems like overtuning, personally. Change Rooster to 5/3 and an ability to inherit 50% attack. So currently the Rooster is a 3/3, right? Where is that? Yeah, it's a 3/3. So they changed it to a 5/3. 50% attack. Does this round up or down? Because if it rounds down, that is gonna suck. Because then if you have this would spawn a, if it rounds down, it would spawn a, I don't know how does it round? That's really what matters here. But even still, it doesn't necessarily matter, because yeah, I guess how it rounds does matter, because it would spawn like a 2/1 chick or a 3/1 chick. But even still, change Rooster to 5/3. Does it always inherit 50% attack? Because that's wild. That seems like a better change. I'm not sure that it'll necessarily, I mean, it will make it weaker. I don't know. I don't know how well this is going to work in particular. I was thinking about this. I think I suggested this exact change during one of the videos. Not this, but this. I don't know. So it would need a lot of investment, but it's still, if you have like a tier 3 rooster, or a level 3 rooster, sorry, that would still mean that you spawn a 75/3 effectively on top of the 50/50. So it's a 125/53. That's not a fair way to look at it, because things that, you know, attacking multiple times is very different from attacking once. If something had 125 attack by itself, that'd be pretty strong. I don't know how this is going to shake out. We'll have to see. Change crab ability to trigger on buy. This kind of makes the crab awful, just really bad. I think. I don't think the crab necessarily needed a change. There's rarely been a time where I've looked at the crab and the crab is kind of a win more strategy, I guess. And I never saw it as problematic. It's pretty strong if you meat bone it and all that. If you buff it, but like, any unit that you buff is just stronger. I never saw it as problematic. Someone in the channel suggested the potential of making it re-trigger when you level the crab up, which I think is better. It means that you get to keep any attack buffs while also fixing SHP of something up front. Like if, say, you've got a bison that's going to the stratosphere and you got a monkey buffing it as well, and then you got your little crab in the back that's got 20 attack, but inherited its HP from a fish, so it still has 3 HP. And now you could, if you level it up, you can potentially get the HP from that bison. I think that's way better. This is gonna make it so that I almost never take crab. It's still very good, but it's kind of a thing where you run it for 1 or 2 rounds and then you get rid of it. So, change fly ability to trigger 3 times per battle. I think that's a decent change, especially because over here they changed the fly token to 4/4. So you get stronger flies, but you can only do them 3 times per battle. I think that's pretty good, especially when you combine it with turkey, because turkey right now, when it summons, it gives 3/3. So you would effectively generate 3 7/7s with this, and if you level up to 9, if you level up the turkey to level 3, you would end up getting 3 13s. But wait, what is the, oh god, what is the fly's ability then? Does it just make the fly, because right now it just makes the fly stronger, right? Hang on, let me look at that. Yeah, friend summon a 2/2 fly in its place. So does that mean that by default you'll summon a 4/4, then a 6/6 at level 2, and then 8/8 at level 3? Dude, summon the level 3 fly summoning 17 17s with a level 3 turkey sounds pretty strong, but once again, that's level 3. It's supposed to be really strong. That seems decent. I never really run this archetype. It's not my go-to, so I don't know how viable, how bad or good this is, but as far as I can see, it'll just make battles go by quicker, because the issue with fly turkey is that it takes forever, because you're just sitting there, and then they spawn this, and then they spawn this, and then they spawn this, and oh, they're running level 2 turkey with honey and a fly at the back. Hang on, let me spawn 4 more things, and then there you go, bum, 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 and it just takes forever. So I don't know. Okay, let's look at the T-Rex. I think this is a nerf. So the T-Rex, if you have 3 or more gold, give other friends +2/+2. So like, it does target itself, but like, is this not just a worse dragon now? It has 9/4 stats compared to the dragon 6/8. But like, isn't the T-Rex just a worse dragon now because it can only do this buff once and you have to save 3 gold? So the 1/1 will only proc once. The +1/+1 will only proc once, and yeah, this just unless I'm misunderstanding, T-Rex now just seems like a worse dragon. I kind of like the difference in that the T-Rex wouldn't buff other things, and also, yeah, the T-Rex gives +2/+2 to everything else, but like, I don't know, that never seemed problematic to me. I don't know, I never ran into many T-Rexes. This just seems like it makes it worse, and I doubt I'll run into more now, so I don't know. Change Dodo to level 2 and 3 ability to give 33%, 66%, 100% attack. This is awful. This is way overtuned. No one's ever going to run Dodo now. This is insane. Could you imagine? You have a Dodo with 10 attack, and it just gives 3 attack to the unit in front. Why are you using that slot? You could easily put something else in there. Put a dolphin in there. It does more than that. I don't know. Now, granted, those are in different tiers. Hang on. Let me go check. Tier 2. Dodo's tier 2, right? Yeah, tier 2. So, like, at 1/3, it'll give 1 attack. I assume that it has to give at least 1. So it'll give 1 attack to the unit in front. But, like, no, essentially, no one is going to run Dodo, because that is just awful. Hey, look, if you get it to level 3, you get the benefit of running level 1 dodo from this patch. This is no one's gonna run this. I think this is way too harsh. This is way too harsh. I get dodo was strong, but this is much too harsh. I don't see this. This is gonna have to get reverted, or no one's ever gonna run dodo, I think. Now, someone in the Discord was suggesting to make this 50, level 150, make level 2 100, or make level 2 100 and make level 2 150. That's a little better. I could see people potentially running that. But like, I think that's a good compromise personally. But as it stands, this is just no one's ever going to run this. I'm not gonna run this. Change turkey to 3-7. Oh god, they hit the turkey? Hold up. Change turkey to 3-7. And ability to give +2/+2. So wait, never mind that thing I was talking about, the fly. This is just worse. Level 3 turkey won't give 9-9, it'll give 6-6, I guess. And it has more HP, but like again, this is a tier 5. You rarely care about the stats on this. I think this is pretty irrelevant, personally, the increased HP. And this is just a nerf. I don't know, I never considered and this might be shocking, and I bet a lot of people won't agree with this. I never considered turkey to be necessarily problematic. I consider it to be problematic when paired with other things, like fly, or, you know, maybe like a rooster. But if both of those are getting nerfed, I don't really see the reason for this. And also 3-7, once again, who cares about its stats? There's really no way that you're even gonna buff the turkey reliably. What, you're gonna put it in front so it gets hit by a monkey? I don't know. It just doesn't seem good. Changed puppy ability to cost 3 gold. So the puppy, once again, is an expansion pack, a pay to win pet. And I think if you ended turn with 2 gold, it would get +2/+2. Now you need to end the turn with 3 gold. At face value, this seems decent. This seems like a decent change. My only problem is that the puppy never seemed too strong. I mean, you were giving something up. It did get stronger, but you were always giving up 2 gold. And I think it's one of the few ways that you scale in that pack. So I don't know. I don't really see the point in this. I think they have dog in that pack as well. So I don't know. Hang on, do they? I don't know if they have it. Let me just check. They do have it. I don't know. I see why, but like I also don't. But I don't have experience with expansion pack 1, so I don't know. Change milk to give +1/+2. This doesn't seem like that big of a nerf. This just seems balanced, honestly. This is good. I like this. I think milk was way too strong. People are still gonna take milk all the time, I think, because it's 3 gold for +2/+4, which is HP weighted, which is what people are looking for anyway. But it makes it kind of scale the attack slower, so there's actually a chance to catch up, you know, because actually it's 2, let's say it's 2 gold for +2/+4, because you usually sell the cow anyway. So yeah, it was too strong. This might be better. And I looked at the announcements channel, and they had like a chart talking about which animals were taken where. And the cow was almost always bought the exact same turn it came up. Like, people just saw it and they would instant buy. So maybe people would consider other things now, especially with the squirrel doing, you know, being stronger overall. And yeah, this is good. This once again, I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see what can get done here. Change dog to 1-1. I think that's probably fine. Like, it has the same stats as horse used to have, and is now tied with Scorpion for the lowest stats in the game, but it just makes it a tad bit slower. But I think it'll still be plenty viable, especially, dude, you dump some ducks into this and whatnot, and it can still be pretty viable. It just makes it a little slower. I personally didn't have a problem with dog. I didn't like how it was in every team, but I never thought it was necessarily super overpowered. You just need to know what you're doing. But it was maybe pretty easy, so maybe nerfing it is a good idea. I don't know. This is probably fine. I'm probably still gonna run dog. It's just too good. It's just I love how I'm like, oh, it's just fine. Oh, it's too good. No, I think it's fine. Change Caterpillar to 1-3. Literally nobody cares. You're not running Caterpillar for the Caterpillar. It used to be a 1-4, right? Yeah. Nobody cares about this. This does not change anything. Change Kangaroo to 1-2. Oh my goodness, that's harsh. Change Kangaroo to 1-2. So you're gonna have to. Well, you won't be able to match the stats because it used to be a 2-3. It'll probably still be good. You just need to do a little bit more work on it. I think this is also fine, personally, because Kangaroo, even at base stats of 2-3, which is how I used to run it a lot of the time, it would end up just destroying everything because it just got buff after buff after buff after buff. It means that it has one less HP and one less attack, but it gets +2/+2 for every time the unit in front of it attacks. This is fine. I think this is fine. Change Monkey to 1-2. Literally nobody cares because that's not why you use it. Changed Poodle to 2-2. Wasn't there another? Is that the only Poodle change? Oh no. Rework. Change Poodle to tier 5. So they changed it to, instead of +4/+2, it's now 2-2 and it's tier 5. I don't have much experience with it, but we'll really have to see how that goes. I don't think this really matters because, once again, you don't really run... The Poodle is a utility. It's a scaling unit. You don't really run it to attack, and it doesn't have the stats to really be an attacking unit. If you run something like the Dragon, it doesn't have fantastic stats, but I guess it can kill, like, random things that spawn in the back. Like, if someone's summoning flies, you could hit them with that and do some pretty good work. Right now, as it stands, the Poodle would die to just any fly that gets summoned. So... yeah, the Dragon has the ability to fight things better, but the Poodle should be weaker than... I'm not suggesting increasing the Poodle's stats. I'm just saying I don't think it makes that much of a difference. But with that, that'll be my opinions on this test patch. I don't know even what to call this because I checked on the website and they don't have a version number, so I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out. I think there's way too much overtuning here. I don't think the developers would watch this, but my personal feedback is I really don't like things like this. Now I know that the problem is kind of difficult to fix, right? Because the numbers are so sensitive. Once again, you change if you were to do the old horse. Or the horse as it is now. Whatever. Let's take the 1/1 horse. 1/1 horse gives 1 attack to anything that's summoned. If you tweak that number to give +2 attack to anything that's summoned, it becomes a fucking beast. You would win every single match if you run a Cricket. Because then, Cricket is that a 2/1 or a 1/2? I don't run Cricket enough. Let me check. It's a 1/2. So, the Cricket attacks, it dies, then it summons a 3/1 Cricket, and that's crazy. Like you can take out a fish. You could do a lot of stuff with that on top of the base Cricket already doing 1 damage, maybe 2 if the thing attacking has 1 HP, or 1 attack if it's something like a duck. Then you also have a 3/1 zombie Cricket, and it becomes way too overtuned. My only suggestion would be, I've thought about this a little bit, but I think it complicates the game too much because the Super Auto Pets thrives on being so simple, and having just small numbers. You max out at 5/5, or sorry, at 50/50. I was thinking, and I'm curious if anyone does listen to this far. What would be the difference if units, instead of maxing out, this would require an across-the-board change, of course, by the way, I know that. But what if units maxed out at 100, and then you essentially double the base stats of every unit? Double the base stats of every unit, and then you have a little bit more wiggle room to play with. So in that case, the Cricket would end up being... Hold up. The Cricket would end up being a 2/4, and would summon a 2/2 Cricket, and the horse would give it +2, it would become a 4-2, right? But then everything else is doubled. So the fish would start as a 4-6. So it would essentially just give more wiggle room. It would essentially add decimal values to the game, like half values. So 2 attack would become... If you had 2 attack, it would be equivalent to 1.5 attack. To if you could get 1.5 attack now. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good change. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I appreciate the engagement. It does help the algorithm and it feeds the ego. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me some suggestions for let's discuss this in the comments if possible. Okay, and yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye bye.